The 2024 college football season is here. From the Aflac kickoff in Atlanta to the Vegas Kickoff Classic, we're going to be simulating every FBS matchup from week 0 and 1 in college football 25 and seeing who comes out on top. I will then be using these outcomes to make my picks for week 1 of college football. So make sure to subscribe and check back to see if I can make a profit. Let's get straight into it in Dublin, Ireland with the ACC matchup between Florida State and Georgia Tech. Who will win the first game of the 2024-2025 college football season? Florida State jumps in front over Georgia Tech here in the second quarter, but then Georgia Tech puts up some more points to take the lead before Florida State responds, giving the Seminoles a 1-touchdown lead at the half. Each team puts up touchdowns in the third quarter, making it 31-24. The Seminoles get a field goal early in the fourth, and the Yellow Jackets get a touchdown to close the lead to 3. The Seminoles get a late fourth quarter touchdown to stretch the lead, to which Georgia Tech could not respond. So College Football 25 predicts that Florida State will win the first college football game of 2025. So we go to Reno, Nevada, where the new ACC team SMU faces off against the Wolfpack. We have a scoreless first quarter, but SMU gets on the board early in the second quarter. Nevada has a 3-and-out, giving them the ball back, who stretch the lead to 14. Going into the third quarter, SMU puts up a touchdown. They chip in a field goal in the final minute to stretch the lead to 10. And they start off the fourth with a big pass play now. It's starting to get out of hand for the Wolfpack. They march down the field to score a touchdown, and they get the ball back with 45 seconds left, where we hop in, and the Wolfpack needs a field goal to send this game to overtime and a touchdown to win it. We got a throw left into triple coverage that is batted down. It brings us to third down with 20 seconds left. They throw left again, caught, almost stepped out of bounds, but he stays in, picks up the first down for a nice 18-yard gain. That will get them in field goal range. They rush to get set. They only have 6 seconds, no timeouts, and they spike the ball with 1 second left. They will go for the tie with this. It's up, and it is good. We got overtime in Reno, Nevada. Wolfpack will start with the ball in overtime. They want to start off strong here. He dumps it off right, and the guy has space. He's got blockers, and he's taking it down inside the 10-yard line as the Wolfpack are knocking on the door of the end zone. And what do you know? Next play, inside zone. He barrels his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Wolfpack. They kick the extra point, and now let's see if the Mustangs can match that. Not exactly what you want, taking a sack on the first play of overtime. And this weak little pass is not going to get you in the end zone. They need a big play here as Stone drops back. He's looking downfield, but he gets pummeled. That brings us to 4th and 22. Last chance for the Mustangs. Preston in the shotgun. He airs it out to the end zone, but it is picked off. And that will do it. Nevada pulls off the upset. For our next matchup, we got North Carolina versus Minnesota. Battle of the ACC and the Big Ten. Who will come out on top? First quarter starts off slow, but the Tar Heels score first, and the Gophers tie it up before the end. North Carolina starts the second with another touchdown, and the Gophers respond. Each team trades off touchdowns, but Minnesota gets the last laugh in the second half. Third quarter, 28-21 Minnesota, but by the end of it, we're all tied up at 31. The Tar Heels get a slight edge in the fourth, going up by 4, and Minnesota will have a chance to win it here, but they fail. So North Carolina wins this one and will be 1-0 going into week 2. And before you ask, no, we will not be watching through every single game because this video would be 2 hours long. So here's a small recap of some of the less interesting games. Jack State won a thriller to send the Chancellors home sad, with Zion Turner throwing for 256 yards and 4 touchdowns. Oklahoma handed Temple with little to no problem, and Big Ten teams are undefeated through the first 12 games, with especially impressive wins from Indiana and Ohio State. Hey, real quick, I'm aiming to hit 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year, so if you're enjoying the videos, make sure to subscribe. Also, I've just launched a Discord server where the community can talk about college football, share game clips and parlays, and we'll even be doing some giveaways in the future. So if that sounds cool, check out the link in the description. Now back to the video. Let's see if that statement will be true after our next game. Penn State versus West Virginia. The Nittany Lions have a reputation to uphold while the Mountaineers have something to prove. Let's see what College Football 25 thinks is going to happen in this matchup. Penn State gets off to an early lead and doubles down, taking it to 14-0 at the end of the first quarter. West Virginia joins the fun with a field goal, but Penn State responds with a touchdown. It's 21-3. But the Mountaineers put up a touchdown before the half, 21-10 now. They get the ball back at the half and march down the field to score. They put up a 2-point conversion, and it's a 3-point game now. Penn State starts the fourth with another field goal. 2 minutes left, the Mountaineers take the field on their opponent's 19-yard line. They snap the ball, it's a read option, the quarterback keeps it, he's got space, and he snipes his way into the end zone. With the extra point, the Mountaineers take a 1-point lead. With a minute 30 left, the Mountaineers are far from comfortable because all the Lions need is a field goal to win this thing. They are sat down in their own red zone though, and they need some big plays here as Allard takes the snap. Here comes the rush. He's hit hard. He fumbles, and it is recovered by West Virginia on their own 6-yard line. Wow, what a chance for the Mountaineers as they have a short field and could put this game out of reach. As they run it up the middle, he cuts it right. There's no room to run. Penn State is all over that. Second and goal this time, a man in motion. They try the same thing and it is swallowed up again. Third and goal, they go with the play action. He's going to throw it, and it's thrown right into the defender's hand, but he drops it. That brings us to fourth and goal for the Mountaineers as they're settling for a 2-inch field goal. It's good, but there's still plenty of time for the Nittany Lions. Except Allard does not know how to throw the ball away as he takes another sack. At 3rd and 16, Allard airs it out down the middle. He's got a guy, but the defender reaches up and bats the ball down. Last chance for the Lions. This time he connects up the middle for a first down. They call a timeout, their last one for the game. They need to flip the field here. A field goal will not cut it as they need to get into the end zone. What is Drew Allard doing? They have no timeouts left, so the clock is still running, and he just cost them the game. West Virginia is going to win because of that. Another major upset in this video as the Nittany Lions are predicted to fall week 1 to the Mountaineers. So the Big Ten will not remain undefeated as Penn State broke that win streak. But the Northwestern Wildcats will take down the Red Hawks of Miami, Ohio in our next matchup as Mike Wright threw for 210 yards and 2 touchdowns as Cam Porter supported him for 115 rushing yards. Our next matchup is a big one. We go to Atlantic, Georgia for the Aflac kickoff game between the Clemson Tigers and the Georgia Bulldogs. The Bulldogs are favored by 2 touchdowns in this game, so let's see what College Football 25 says about that. The Tigers get on the board first with the field goal, and will put up another 10 points in the first quarter while the Bulldogs struggle to respond. They'll get a touchdown in the early parts of the second quarter, add another field goal to their name after the Tigers put up another touchdown, making it a 23-17 game going into halftime. Georgia will ultimately take the lead in the third quarter, going up by a touchdown, making it 23-30 into the fourth. The Tigers will tie it up with a touchdown and take the lead with another touchdown. We hop in with a score of 37-30 as the Bulldogs have 2 minutes to tie up the game. They get the first down on this play, but they need more than that to stay in this thing. As he is sacked and the ball is loose and recovered by the Tigers. All they have to do now is run the clock out with a couple first downs, but they aren't able to do much as they're forced to kick the ball back to Georgia, so the Bulldogs have just over a minute to make something happen. They still have a chance to drive down the field, and Beck is rocked after the throw. That'll give them 15 yards, so they resume this drive at the 21. Beck throws up the middle. It's deflected 20 feet in the air. No one comes down with it. What the heck? Next play, he's got the pressure. He tries to escape, but he's sacked for a loss of 10. Next play, incompletion, bringing us to 4th and 20. Last chance for the Bulldogs here as Beck takes the snap. He's looking, and he's got no time, and he's sacked. The Tigers upset the Bulldogs. Moving on to some boring games, we got another SEC loss. This one not as surprising as the Commodores fall to Virginia Tech at home, and Pitt handles Kent State as well. No shocker there, and nothing notable came out of these games. So we move on to the Florida Cup. Miami Hurricanes versus the Florida Gators. Miami's favored in this one as Florida starts their absolutely brutal season schedule. Uneventful first quarter as we have a 3-0 ball game. The Gators attack in the second with a touchdown as the Hurricanes show they are allergic to touchdowns as they continue to kick field goals, making it a 14-9 game going into the second half. Florida kicks off the second half with a touchdown but missed the extra point, and the Hurricanes hit another field goal making it 20-12. Fourth quarter, Gators strike first, over 2 touchdown lead at this point, but the Hurricanes are still in this as they score another touchdown down 8. And they score another one with the 2-point. It's a tied game at 27 with 3 minutes left. We hop in, Gators ball near the 50. Mertz takes the snap, he spins around left, throws it complete as he had dragged out of bounds after a 9-yard gain. They'll convert on the 3rd and 1, but the O-line is so trash in this game that Mertz has no time to throw the ball and he is sacked again. That brings us 29 yards to go where they will concede and punt the ball back to the Hurricanes, who have 53 seconds to make something happen. Cam Ward is the QB. He drops back, airs it out deep down the left sideline, and it's caught. And there is no catching him. Forget 53 seconds. They only need 8. Touchdown, Miami. They kicked the extra point, bringing us to 34-27. I don't have much hope for the Florida Gators here as they're backed up on their own 15-yard line. But I've been surprised before. This sack is not going to make it easy though. This is the last chance for the Gators as Mertz throws it deep. 4th and 17 over the middle, and it's picked off. The Hurricanes wreak havoc on the Swamp as they move to 1-0 on the season. We also have Texas outlasting Colorado State at home 31-21. Syracuse, South Carolina, and Alabama all beat their opponents by a comfortable margin, and Nevada is our first team to play for a second time, but this time they lose to Troy by a score of 42-24. Next up, we got a ranked matchup between Notre Dame and Texas A&M, so we travel to Kyle Field, which EA ranked as the toughest place to play in college football. So let's see if that makes a difference here. First quarter went completely scoreless, but each team puts up touchdowns in the second quarter, bringing us to a 14-14 halftime score. The teams have been evenly matched so far as each team puts up another touchdown. The Aggies put up another field goal before we hop in, with the Irish struggling with a 4th and 28. There's really not much hope for Notre Dame on this drive, and he's going to be sacked for an even bigger loss. So the Aggies get the ball on their own 15-yard line, which, believe it or not, makes it pretty easy to score as Moss runs in completely untouched. That brings us to a 10-point game, so I think this one is completely out of reach for the Irish, but technically they do have a chance with a quick touchdown and onside kick. But this one is going to be picked off, so the Irish chances are over, and the Aggies are going to add salt to the wound as they're taking this one to the house. So a final score of 38-21. The Aggies win. They cover the spread of 3.5. And joining them is Michigan, Kentucky, Georgia Tech, JMU, and Arizona all winning their games as the favorites, but only Michigan did well enough to cover their projected spread. UCLA and Arizona State both lost their games week 1 when both teams were favored, so a couple of upsets in this week are starting to fruition. Let's see what the USC Trojans think about this as they take on the LSU Tigers as 6-point underdogs. We're in Allegiant Stadium for the Vegas Kickoff Classic, and USC is getting off to a good start here with a touchdown before LSU responds. They go back and forth on touchdowns in the second half, bringing us to a 21-21 game here. Make that 35-21 Trojans going into the fourth quarter. LSU puts up another touchdown before we hop in with USC on their own 31, trying to put this game out of reach. And they might just do that with this run. O'Neal down the sidelines, and he is not going to be caught. And that is going to put this one away. USC wins as the underdog 42-28. And the last game of week 1 of the college football 25 season is Boston College versus Florida State. And it was all Eagles in this one. So here are the final results from week 1 as predicted by College Football 25. What do you think College Football 25 got right? And what do you think it got wrong? I used these outcomes to make my picks for week 1 of college football. So make sure to join my Discord to see all the picks I make and see if I can make a profit. I will also be live streaming a lot more here during the college football season, so make sure to subscribe and click the bell notification to never miss an upload. YouTube really thinks you'll like this video, so make sure to check it out.